Jesus says a strange thing when he is speaking to his disciples. A new command I give you. Love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Now, you may wonder, what is strange about this? Well, the strange part is that Jesus calls it a new command. Yet the command to love one another is not new. In fact, it's part of Moses' law, and it was given thousands of years earlier. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbors as yourself. I am the Lord. So why did Jesus say this was a new command? Well, it's not the love one another part that is new. It's the second part, as I have loved you. The law was built on loving neighbors but hating your enemies. The law was based on principles such as an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. Yet Jesus was saying something totally different. He was saying, I want to give you a new dimension to this command. You must love one another as I have loved you. And he explains this right at the start of his ministry. You've heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. The new part of the law was not the loving part, but the extent of the love, to include everyone, friend and foe, family and foreigner. But Jesus didn't only speak these words, he then went on to show what he meant by, as I have loved you. Hanging on the cross in pain and gasping for breath while those around him are mocking him, he gives the ultimate gift of his life for them and says, Father, forgive them. As Paul writes later on, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Jesus takes this most important command and he extends it to a divine and unnatural level, and then he demonstrates it to us by giving his life for unworthy people. Jesus then says something really important about this new command. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Showing this divine love is the mark of a disciple of Christ, or as Jesus says in Matthew, it's the identifier of the children of your Father in heaven. Just like you can often recognize someone by their resemblance to their parents, they've got the same wavy hair gene or the same height gene or the same sort of dimple when they smile, God's children are recognized by the same Jesus love gene. It's not the clothes that you wear or the words you preach. It's not the rituals you follow or the duties you perform. It's loving as he loved. That's the God gene. It's the single family characteristic of a child of God. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. It's unnatural. It's divine. It's God in us. It's being known by love.